In our business, there is never a loss of something to do or work on, and so there are lots of incoming inquiries either from your team members or from our clients. We parcel those out at the level where we think they're capable of handling those, but we also give them project work and we say, here's something, here's the timeline for it, fill in your day with this. And then we also encourage them to join us on calls with our product teams or join us on calls with our clients or our prospects. And if they're fortunate enough, they sometimes get to go out to meetings with a new prospect or a client just to see how that part of the business works as well.
They predominantly do research on country conditions abroad for our asylum and family-based cases. In addition to that, they will often have direct client contact through interviews of our clients in relation to their marriage-based or asylum cases. Often they will call them on the phone and interview them. We also ask our interns to sit down in our appointments and kind of listen to how we prepare our clients for their court hearings and interviews that are ongoing at various times. I think one of the most unique ways and the most important ways that our interns help us is that often they will work on expert declarations for expert witnesses that we have for asylums or sometimes even family-based cases or doctor's letters. And because the intern corps is so wonderful, we've had expert statements drafted by interns that our experts will essentially take and just review, put on letterhead and sign without much editing. And that's extremely important because that translates to an actual financial benefit to our clients. The more work we're able to put in, the less that expert will charge for the service.
As a unique idea in a particular segment in healthcare or food and beverage is just starting to percolate. We task an intern to go out, become a mini expert in that space. That's their keystone project over the course of their 10 weeks. And so they're out there, they're pulling research, they're understanding the regulatory environment, the headwinds and tailwinds, the operating model of that segment, how Shore can play best. And then at the end of their internship, they present that roadmap, which can be a 50, 60-page document to the entire team, including the partners here. And we're ultimately able to pull a big chunk of content from those roadmaps to help guide our line of thinking and flesh out a more partner level roadmap.
The first element that they tackle is certifications in order to speak the language, because they're learning something entirely new. To some degree, it's new. To make sure that they can communicate with the rest of the team and actually contribute, they'll get the initial certifications. At that point, they're immediately, and during that process, they're also simultaneously integrated to client meetings.
We usually give them one big project to see from, we try to identify this in the first few weeks that they're here. What do they want to accomplish while they're here? So we kind of put that, for instance, some of our interns have developed a manual for future interns. They've developed training manuals for future interns. Anything that they see that could be useful, then that's usually the route they go.
We, have them do everything. We do events with our employer partners where we bring job seekers and volunteers together for mock interviewing or speed networking, and we need help recruiting people and preparing materials, so that's something we typically use our interns for. We also need help doing alumni retention. So for our funders, people want to know a year out if folks are still working. So interns help with those calls. I have, my current intern is a wonderful editor, so I'm having her help me on personal statements for some of my doctors who are applying for residency.
So all the interns, they get paired up with a full-time consultant or senior consultant. A lot of the work they do is not client-facing, but it's the behind-the-scenes client work. There is a lot of data analytical skills that go into the work that the clients do present to them, any of our products that we offer or just general services. So they do a lot of work in Microsoft Excel. We have a couple BI tools like ClickView and Tableau that they may touch. And then of course you would work with the rest of the Outlook suite, PowerPoints, creating presentations for our consultants, and really help in their day-to-day tasks.
My first two people who started with me were actually CFS interns. So they helped me with everything from setting up our phone lines to building our CRM system and just initial presentation materials. And that's really, so I would say, there's a lot of ways to go with the program, but for me, that was the first time. And then since then, we've actually developed the program so that, today we know it's a 10-week program. We have an onboarding process. We've got a curriculum that we've developed for our undergraduate interns to actually teach them how to spread numbers, very basic, and then also help with presentation materials. And then we have we actually created a test model for them to learn over their 10-week period and model out a public company.